Hey everybody, what's up? Leonardo 2003 here, and today we're going to be reviewing and breaking down episode 4A of Rise of the TMNT, titled Repo Mantis. This was the final episode that was released early by Nickelodeon, and it was certainly something different. The episode kicks off with Donnie and Mikey on a little salvage mission for supplies at a junkyard, something Donatello is always shown doing in every incarnation. Donnie is in his glory, while Mikey seems a little bit bored. This episode is our first taste of what two of the turtles being out on their own looks like. We get to see Donnie and Mikey's true relationship, and how they act when it's just them together. I'm guessing that episode 4B, titled Down with the Sickness, will be a Leo and Raph episode. The salvage comes to a halt as a crane drops a car on top of the one that the turtles were searching, as Mikey gets them out of the way at the last second. But then Mikey spots the Jupiter Jim moon buggy being towed into the yard. The 60 sequels joke to the movie Jupiter Jim's Last Trip to the Moon made me laugh out loud. The turtles are totally geeking out over the buggy and are hell-bent on taking it. They then meet Repo Mantis, the owner of the junkyard. You can see he was known as just Repo Man before he was mutated into a purple praying mantis with awesome hair. At Comic-Con, this guy was revealed to be a villain in the show, but he isn't all too evil. He's kind of like a con artist, but that's all. The turtles then hilariously try to play it cool and make a deal for the buggy. I loved watching the turtles act like they were so cool and serious with their sunglasses and the funky music in the background. But Repo Mantis wasn't interested in a cash deal. Instead, he tells the turtles that they can perform a repo mission for him, and then they'll be rewarded with the moon buggy. The turtles then hitch a ride to the Long Island woods. But wait, the guy driving that truck is the clerk from the last episode that ran the Mystic Black Market shop. I bet none of you guys caught that one, and if you did, respect. But is this just laziness from the animators so they just used a random character model from the previous episode? Or is this guy going to be a real character in the show's plot? We'll just have to wait and see. And do you guys remember in episode 2A, Origami Tsunami, when Donnie is looking at the crime through the city? He brings up the spine-breaking bandit again in this episode, thinking that the person they're about to take the RV from may be him. That's a nice little reoccurring plotline. I really hope we actually get to see the spine-breaking bandit, and it's not all just a running gag. After being terrified at first, the turtles end up meeting Todd, a mutant capybara, who is using his RV as Cuddlecake's puppy rescue. But if the ooze is supposed to mutate humans into the last animal they touched, he definitely would have mutated into a dog, not a capybara. I don't think there's any rhyme or reason to these mutations. The turtles begin to feel bad, as they see Todd as an incredibly nice mutant who uses his RV for great things. But they really want that moon buggy, so they have to be tough as nails and follow through on the mission. The turtles begin to confront Todd on the fact that he hasn't made a payment in 2 years on his RV, but Todd only gets $1 million smiles for all of his charitable work. Mikey is cracking, giving into the cuteness of the puppies, while Donnie is remaining very persistent. Donnie calls Mikey Michael at one point in this episode, which I thought was really fitting in the scene. Just as the turtles are about to repo the RV, Todd and his puppies all begin to cry as the night sky comes and the rain starts pouring. It's puppy hurricane season, so the puppies are all heartbroken. Donnie compromises at the last moment, promising to build Todd a brand new puppy home in exchange for his RV. The turtles then build Todd the craziest puppy kingdom ever. They make Extreme Home Makeover look like nothing. Judging by how many times the sky went dark through the building montage, the turtles spent about a week constructing the giant park. Todd is so thankful, telling the turtles that they can come back whenever they want to milk the puppies and their 8 nipples.
They have 8 nipples! No, stop now!
The turtles are really feeling themselves as they pull back into Repo's yard with the RV. But in the week that the turtles were gone, Repo realized how valuable this moon buggy was. He broke his deal with the turtles and then began to fight with them. Finally, some action in this episode. This episode definitely has the least amount of action out of any episode so far. The guys end up getting away with the buggy, but Repo chases them with his tow truck. Mikey discovers the turbo mode in the buggy in a pretty hilarious way, and the turtles begin to gain some distance from Repo. Mikey uses their last resort weapon, the Bug Zapper 3000, which completely obliterates Repo Mantis. The turtles end up getting away with the buggy, which looks like will end up being the first turtle vehicle in this show, as it's shown in the opening theme song. Look at these beautiful, vibrant colors of the evening time of the city. If there's one thing visually that this show is known for so far, it's the great, vibrant, eye-catching colors. New York City always looks like a total eye candy. And then another abrupt ending happens as Todd and the puppies are watching the turtles get away, as Todd laughs and says, "Those guys." Whew! Now that was a crazy TMNT episode. It totally lacked action, only having a little car chase at the end of the episode. Pretty much all of these episodes so far have followed the same formula. All story and jokes through the first 7 or 8 minutes, and then a little action to end the episode. The bottom line is, if you can buy into these new characters and their brand new personalities, and you can actually enjoy them, then you will love these episodes and the stories. These episodes are totally dialogue driven, so if you want turtles that are all about kicking shell and just being total badasses, you aren't going to enjoy these episodes. But if you love silly characters that are really funny, and revamped turtles with new, younger personalities, then you can't deny that this show is for you. I liked Repo Mantis' debut a lot. He's a classic New York City con artist kind of guy, and when he gets mad, he completely rages. I'd love more episodes with this guy being a villain, and he has to be more like a villain. He has to be more diabolical. He can't just be a guy who's rude and will rip you off for a car. And then there was Todd. This guy was cute and funny and all, and it worked for this episode, but he could easily become very annoying if he is a reoccurring character. It was great seeing how charitable and selfless that he was, and the character being able to bring the emotion and sympathy out of the turtles was really refreshing to see, but his cheeriness was definitely a little bit annoying. But nonetheless, I enjoyed him in his debut. But of course, we don't see the origin of either of these new mutants. We just have to assume that the Ooskitos are turning more and more humans into mutants. And finally, we had awesome moments between Mikey and Donnie. Donnie has certainly gotten the most screen time so far in this series, which I love. All of the turtles feel really well balanced so far. You don't get a sense of an A team being Raph and Leo, and then the B team being Donnie and Mikey. At least, not yet. Of course, that could be how it turns out later, but right now all of the turtles seem pretty well balanced, besides maybe Mikey. With Donnie's battle shell and his tech bow, right now, he's probably the most lethal turtle. He was the only one who came close to defeating Baron Draxum in the first episode. He would have done it too, but Mikey got in his way. Of course, Mikey is the weakest turtle because he is the youngest, but he is showing the earliest signs of mastering his mystic weapon so far. All in all, this episode was another great one. I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10. The episode totally lacked action, but made up for it in my opinion with the funny dialogue and the cheeky story. Repo was a badass, Todd was pretty adorable, and Mikey and Donnie made this episode very memorable. How'd you guys like the episode? I know there will be some of you guys who thought this was the weakest episode that we've seen so far, but I think that the weakest episode so far was War and Pizza. Let me know your top 5 episodes that we've seen so far in the comments down below. My order from least favorite to best is War and Pizza, Repo Mantis, Newsworthy, Origami Tsunami, and Mystic Mayhem. Thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully I'll be able to upload some of my other content from now until the official debut of Rise on September 17th. I hope to release my first Let's Read of Volume 1, Issue 1 of the Mirage comics, and finish recording footage for my GBA Battle Nexus walkthrough. Life's crazy, guys. I have a 5-month-old beautiful baby at home, and I just started a brand new job. But I hope to keep giving you guys more quality TMNT content for many more years to come. Thank you all for listening and watching, and stay tuned for more. Peace out.